Howdy, boys and girls, and welcome back to what was supposed to be our traditional Bowlapalooza show with guests and random bowl selections and discussions about Pop-Tarts and whatever else may happen. We did that show, and it was a good one. And then there were technical difficulties, and the recording of the show was gone.
Blame the Grinch.
The Grink. Listen, Alex Grinch, if you're wondering what he's been up to, he stole the Bowlapalooza recording.
You are a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I would like to offer thanks and apologies to our guest, Dylan Simmons, Jake Rose, Braden Gall, Kelly Krieg, and Aiden Avocado Krieg, who almost made it up through the whole show. It was awesome, guys. It was awesome for you to join us, take the time to do that. And I wish you guys, you as in the folks who are reading and listening and watching and all those things, I wish you guys could hear what we came up with. Carla, Carla came up with an idea how we sort of make up for this. Carla, what did you tell us that we were doing?
Well, we joked at the beginning of the show that is no more about how it was the 12 and a half. The 12.5 edition of Bowlapalooza, and I made a joke at the beginning of the show that said we should count, because the half year that we counted was 2020, and I said, no, we should count 2020 as a full show because we literally did every bowl game.
True.
And so I thought it would be funny to try to make lemonades out of the lemons that we have been dealt by losing what was and Crappy is right, it was a really, really good show. By losing the show of how ridiculous would it be if we tried to do every bowl game? Now, the problem with that is that bowl games have already started.
Yes.
And by the time we tried to figure out how we were going to restructure all of this, we're already well underway into bowl season. So we just picked a new start date and said, we're going to start with the games that start on Monday, December 22nd.
22nd, yes.
Because the first Bowlapalooza selection was not until December 23rd. So that's actually a good thing for all of us. Because we actually haven't missed anything in Bowlapalooza we actually had the show.
True.
So we're going to start with the 22nd, and we're going to challenge ourselves. Crappy, I believe you have a timer?
I have a stopwatch right up here.
He has a stopwatch.
This is going to be a hybrid thing. We're going to talk a little more at length about the games that our guest had picked. AJ has all of the results written down, correct? Mm-hmm. You've got the whole thing thoroughly documented. Carla was taking, I didn't realize this, Carla was actually taking live notes when we were doing the show. So, some of the weirdness, we were talking about Forrest Gump in Virginia. What were we talking about?
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay. Anyway, it's
and some guy named Cal Hawaii came up multiple times.
Cal Hawaii, secret agent man. So the Bowlapalooza games, we will stop the clock and take a little more time with, in appreciation for the work that everybody put in and picking them and all that stuff. The games that we have added, will be on the clock. They'll be on a 30-minute clock. We're gonna do 30 minutes. We're gonna do
20 games in 30 minutes, friends. Here we go.
It's really silly, but I think this is the only way we can justify this is to do something this stupid. So this is what we're gonna do. We are starting on Monday, December 22nd. Guys, if you are prepared,
start the clock.
Start the clock. Here we go.
Lock in. Let's go.
Here we go. This is just going to go to 30 minutes and we begin. 2 p.m. on ESPN. This is Monday, December 22nd. The famous but Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise, Washington State, and Utah State. Utah State is favored by 2.5. AJ Fun Index is 52.5. AJ, what do you think?
This game is amazing because the coach gets French fries dumped on at the end of the game. The winning coach, excuse me. But also, this is a bowl game where they very much are trying to make this a game that people want to go to, and they picked Washington State and Utah State, who are both very close to Boise, Idaho, relative to the grandiose nature of the American West. I'm picking Utah State here.
Carla, what do you think?
I like Utah State too because Washington State's coach just went to Iowa State. So Utah State has a little bit more stability right now. Sure, we'll go with the Aggies. Okay.
Bowl games, take note. This is what good regional selection looks like. As AJ said, do more of this. It will be helpful for everybody in the future. Utah State is going to be joining Washington State in the pack. However,
Eight.
This
12.
gives them
it's labeled the 12.
This
it's not actually 12.
Those numbers, haven't meant anything for a long time.
That's true.
Utah State welcomes themselves to the conference with a win in the famous Potato Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. Bush's Baked Beans Boca Raton Bowl in Boca Raton, Florida. Toledo versus Louisville. The Cards are favored by 7.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 44.5. Carla.
All I care about this game is that we just got word today that if you bring a can of Bush's Baked Beans to the stadium, you can get into the game for free. If you live anywhere near Boca, bring a can of Bush's Baked Beans and go to this football game. Louisville, sure.
AJ, what you got?
I would have potentially made this my Bowlapalooza pick if I had recognized that the actual name of this game is the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans.
I didn't.
I just noticed this in the bowl schedule. It is called the Bowl of Beans, which is amazing. Louisville's going to win the football game.
Yes.
But yes, also, if you are hearing the sound of my voice, please make your way to Boca Raton with a can of baked beans. There's a football game waiting for you.
Baked beans are rocket fuel, but that's not going to be enough to overcome the Cardinals. Louisville wins this one at 5:30 p.m. ESPN, the New Orleans Bowl. Western Kentucky versus Southern Miss. The Toppers are favored by 4. The AJ Fun Index is 56.5. AJ.
This game is being on a Tuesday is weird for this game. This is usually New Orleans Bowl is usually the first Saturday of bowl games, and then usually played at a weird time for a game in friggin' New Orleans. 5:30 p.m. Eastern. This is 4:30 p.m. Central. Doesn't matter. It's New Orleans. They're getting tuned up. I'm taking the Toppers here. Southern Miss made Blake Anderson their head coach. No thanks. Go Tops.
Carla.
You see, I forgot about that, and I was going to say I can't pick Western Kentucky. I'm contractually obligated that I am not allowed to pick Western Kentucky.
I understand.
But yeah, you brought that up. I'm going to do it anyway. Western.
A Sunbelt CUSA match. But we need more of these in our lives. Toppers will win in New Orleans. Pause. At 9 p.m. On the same evening, and we're on the Tuesday, December 23rd. This is the first of our Bowlapalooza games. The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. My Ohio University Bobcats facing off against the UNLV running Mullins. UNLV is favored by 5.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is among the funnest at 62.5 points. AJ, how did we vote for this one?
I chose UNLV along with Dylan, Braden, Jake, and Avocado.
Okay.
Carla, who did you pick in this game?
I think I picked UNLV.
You did pick UNLV.
I think I got one sympathy pick is what happened.
You did, and it was Kelly. Yeah. She did not want to leave you alone. Also, just for giggles, because I could, I also ran all of the Bowlapalooza bowl picks through the 3 main AI models. So we have Google Gemini 3 Pro, OpenAI's GPT-5, and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet UNLV or Claude Sonnet 4.5, and all 3 picked UNLV.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. My point about this game I've made a big deal about the Rourke family Canadian quarterback mafia for years and years and years, but the thing that they could not accomplish, that Parker Navarro, OU's current quarterback, has been, is winning a conference title. He is insane. He makes terrible decisions. He turns the ball over, but he wins. And I think in his last game, he is going to somehow, some way make that happen once again. Yeah, Carla.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say my logic there was since our notes were originally taken, the fun index has gone up, at least what I'm seeing, the 65 and a half.
60. Oh, I didn't update that one. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So talk about a game with a super high fun index, sponsored by coffee with Dan Mullen on a sideline. Yes, please.
Okay.
This game's and it's late at night. Like, yes, please sign me up for this football game. I want to see Dan Mullen get doused with coffee. That's what I want to see.
It's cold coffee for those of you who are wondering. It is iced coffee. It is not hot coffee. It would be very funny if it were hot coffee, but I don't think any coach would agree to that.
Like the real sticky kind of peppermint mocha. Would that be that?
Oh, with whipped cream and sprinkles.
Dan Mullen covered in whipped cream and sprinkles. Good night, everybody.
Okay, maybe I got to change my. No, I'm not going to change my pick. I don't know who will be doused if OU wins this game because I mean I do. There's an interim coach, but we still don't know anything at all about the missing Ohio University head football coach or what's going on there.
He's going to pop out of the coffee cup.
Hello. AJ, do you have anything to add about this game?
No, I think UNLV, the reason why the fun index keeps going up is that UNLV plays a very entertaining type of football, and Ohio will oblige. So I think you're just going to see a bunch of points, probably.
Going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. The clock continues to stay off for this one. On Christmas Eve, Wednesday, December 24th, this game is on at 8 p.m. on ESPN, the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl in lovely Honolulu, Hawaii. The California Golden Bears make the swim across the Pacific Ocean to play the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Cal is favored by 1.5. And if there's a significant update to here to these guys, please let me know because I don't think I checked these. The AJ Fundex is 54.5, and obviously AJ, this game is all you.
It sure was. This game has a bunch of very interesting storylines that most people probably don't care about or don't pay attention to. Hawaii opened the season last year by beating Stanford. They can close the season by beating Cal and get both sides of the ACC's oldest rivalry. Also, Hawaii is playing Cal. Cal is quarterbacked by Jaron Kiwe Sagapolatele, who JKS, the one who everybody's been having a great time. Hawaii's already beaten a JKS. They beat Jaron's older brother, John, who quarterbacks Portland State. So both Sagapolatele brothers can come to Hawaii and take home an extra L.
Exactly what they need.
That is exactly what they need. For those of you who are wondering why Hawaii is in the Hawaii Bowl, it's because they get first dibs on the Hawaii Bowl as part of the Mountain West Bowl ties, and they take it every single time because they don't want to get back on a plane, and nor should they. Cal's favored by 1.5. Carla, what does Vegas not know about Hawaii?
That was my line during the show. Is like Vegas still doesn't know what to do about Hawaii because the Bows should be freaking favored in this game.
That is correct. Cal coming in with the interim coach, Hawaii going to a bowl game for the first time in a few years. This is a literal home game. This is on Hawaii's home field. This is not like a de facto home. This is a home game for Hawaii. Bows, this isn't even a question. I will leave the last two picks to you two. Joining me on picking the Bows, Braden, Jake, and Avocado. Dylan picked Cal, and all three AI models picked Cal. Again, no one knows what to do with the Bows, but I do, and it's pick 'em. Carla, who you got?
I picked the Bows in this game as well because you can't pick against the Bows on the island.
No,
right?
No, that's crazy. You can't do that. Hawaii wins this one all day, every day.
And what's also, even better is I just figured out that there's probably a really good chance that like the timing of this game is perfect. It's going to land directly between my two Christmas Eve services. So I think I'm going to be able to sneak almost the entirety of this game in before I got to go back for another warm up.
That's fortunate.
I just need you guys to know.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to tell the entire world this because this is on a recorded podcast. I will be watching this game after eating the Christmas Eve buffet at Dollywood.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that out loud in case you're wondering where I'm going to be.
I can't think of a
It's
much
the
better way to do
most
that, actually.
Wonderful time.
It's going to be delightful.
of the
I'm just going to be like, shh, 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 shh. It's bedtime, kids. We're putting Hawaii on. We're letting the island tuck you in. So, that's the Hawaii Bowl.
You don't get the benefit of Central Time, though, because you're in Sevierville.
Correct.
Well, yeah.
Which means that this game is after
Actually,
we go to
8
dinner. Because otherwise it would be
Well, okay.
mid-dinner, and that would be sad. So I'm taking this W here.
Okay. That is a wrap of the Hawaii Bowl. We take you now to Friday, December 26th. Starting the clock now. 1 p.m. on ESPN, the Game Above Sports Bowl at Ford Field in Detroit. Central Michigan, practically at home, versus Northwestern. The Cats are favored by 10.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 45.5. AJ, how's this going to go?
This is an interesting one because, as you mentioned, Crappy, this is basically a home game, but it's not really.
Not really, but
I see this. This is one of those bowl games where it's going to come down to who cares more.
Yeah.
I think Northwestern cares more.
Okay.
You made it to 6-6. You started the season getting absolutely shellacked by a future playoff team, the Wave, and you made it to a bowl game. You almost beat Michigan and Wrigley. I'm taking Northwestern here, weirdly.
Okay, Carla?
There's a Game Above Sports? I didn't know that.
I don't understand what that is.
There's no Game Above Sports.
Well, there's a game, the real Game Above Sports, Guitar Strum. But there is a... It's the day after the reason for this season. What are we doing here? No, the Game Above Sports is an NIL collective. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. For whom?
Just generically.
I'm taking a directional Michigan here. I think they're going to, I'm looking at like records. Northwestern lost 4 of their last 5. Central Michigan's played at least a little bit better. They lost to Toledo, but directional Michigan. Why not?
Okay. MAC teams, it is not unusual for MAC teams to give Big Ten teams fits. But to me, this feels like a relatively easy win for Northwestern. At 4:30 p.m., again on Friday, December 26th, also ESPN, the Rate Bowl in lovely Phoenix, Arizona. The dullest bowl name game that I see on the list. New Mexico versus Minnesota. The Gophers are favored by 2.5. The AJ Fun Index is 46.5. Carla?
I like the Lobos. I'm looking at what they're doing here. They've won at least 5 in a row to finish out the season.
Finish strong.
Yeah, dumb name.
I don't. Yeah, I give it.
This used to be the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, and the rate is no longer guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
I'm not kidding. That's what happened. It's just the Rate Bowl.
It just got too many lawyers involved with that one. It's like, no, we can't say it's guaranteed.
Give me the Lobos. I'm done.
AJ?
Yeah, I'm taking the Lobos here. You can't row a boat in the desert, PJ. This is in Phoenix. There's not even there's kind of a river there, but not really. I'm taking the Lobos here. They're going to be extra excited. They made a bowl game. They potentially had a shot at the Mountain West Championship game and did not get in because they did things based off of rankings and not based off of people who had beaten people. So I'm truly on board with the Lobos here. I think they're going to get up for this one. This is also I don't want to say it's a home game, but it's very similar to
similar situation.
It's very similar to the Potato Bowl where you have Boise and Utah State and Washington State going to Boise. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bring New Mexico over to Phoenix because this is not far.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Gophers are not coming in hot, losing 3 of the last 5, I believe. But I have faith in PJ Fleck and his ability to row the boat anywhere, including the middle of the desert. Golden Gophers win this one. 8 p.m. ESPN, the Serve Pro First Responders Bowl in lovely Dallas, Texas. Florida International versus the University of Texas at San Antonio, known affectionately on this program as Beep. Meep is favored by 8.5 points. AJ Fun Index is 59.5. AJ, what do you think?
I want to pick UTSA here. This is I don't want to say it's a home game, but it's much closer than Miami. This is also at Gerald Ford Stadium, not that Gerald Ford.
The other Gerald Ford.
This is SMU's home stadium, so it'd be nice to look at. I'm going to take Florida International. They are not a traditionally good football team. They don't normally get chances to go to bowl games. UTSA has been very good the past few years, and they kind of like backed their way into a bowl game here. This is also not in the Alamo Dome, where they have been very, very good this year, and outside the Alamo Dome, they've not. So sorry, Meeps. I'm taking the Panthers here.
Carla.
I agree with what you just said, but I'm going to take Meep anyway because we remember that Meep beat Tulane, right? Meep beat a playoff team earlier this season. Give me Meep.
My notes. Pick against Meep in Texas. I'd rather try to catch a roadrunner with an Acme brand of anvil. Meep. Saturday, December 27th, 11 a.m. on ESPN, the Go Bowling Military Bowl. I don't know if that refers to football or actual bowling.
It is bowling.
Is it bowling? Okay, good.
It is
I like
literally
that.
the bowling.
This is in Annapolis, Maryland. The Pittsburgh Panthers versus East Carolina. Pitt is favored by 7. The AJ Fun Index is 57.5. Carla?
Pitt? Sure. I don't know enough about either of these teams to really make an informed decision, and I can't do one on the fly. I mean, ECU's had themselves a good season. But I don't know. Annapolis is they're about equidistant. Again, good regional selection. Yeah, I'll take Pitt. Why not?
Excellent. AJ?
I'm picking ECU here. Pitt does not want to be in this game. They truly don't. We'll talk about the game they should be in here in a moment. Pitt doesn't want to go to this game. ECU is good. And I watched Pitt live against Miami, and that defense is not great from what I was watching. I'm going to go ahead and take them. Even though they beat Georgia Tech, I'm going to take ECU, even though Pitt beat Georgia Tech this year. It doesn't matter. This is a bowl game where it matters that you care. And I think ECU cares more. And yes, Go Bowling is a group that is trying to get people to literally go bowling, the kind with the heavy ball and the pins. And they chose to sponsor bowl games. They've been doing this for the past few years, and people are like, is this about like bowl season? No, it's about bowling. The sport.
I like bowling. This is good. I like it. One of my primary rules, we're talking about football, basketball. One of my primary rules for postseason picking contests, unless it's women's volleyball, don't pick Pitt. ECU wins this one. Stop the clock. We have, I don't know how many games we've done. We're at 10 minutes, 51 seconds.
Okay.
So we've got 20 minutes left to get
through the rest of this. Okay.
Hey, Carla, Crappy, AJ, and crew. It's Kelly and Aiden Avocado here, repeating our picks. Super sad that the recording got lost because we had so much fun with you guys. But here we go again. So, go for it, kid.
The Pop-Tart Bowl has number 12 BYU versus number 22 Georgia Tech with AJ Fund Index of 55.5. I picked the Pop-Tart Bowl because Pop-Tarts, and I have Georgia Tech winning because their defense is strong and they've scored a lot of points this year, and the best Pop-Tart is strawberry. Mom.
No, the best Pop-Tart is s'mores.
Okay, that too is also good, but go.
I don't remember who I picked for that bowl, but I think AJ has it written down, so we'll double check. But the bowl I picked was the Pinstripe Bowl. It's Penn State versus Clemson, the two teams that were slated number 2 and 3 at the beginning of the season to potentially meet up in the playoffs, but had parallel implosions and then parallel winning streaks to attempt to simply get bowl eligible. One's playing with an interim coach. It's a they're both a bit of a mess. I want to believe that Penn State will play really hard for Coach Terry Smith, but we're keeping an eye on the opt-outs. A lot of them headed to the draft or just simply moving on to other teams. So we're not sure if everyone's going to play. We know, at least for now, we know Nicholas Singleton isn't going to play, and Vega Oyani's not going to play, and there's one other that I can't remember right now, but a couple of opt-outs and a couple of dogs coming to see what's going on. This is Tasha. Tasha, say hi to the people. You don't care because the people aren't going to pet you, but this is Tasha. Let me get you her face. There you go. That's Tasha. And that's all we've got. So, happy holidays, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Say bye, Tasha.
Noon that day. This is a Bowlapalooza pick from Kelly. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl in the Bronx. The Clemson Tigers versus the Penn State Nittany Lions. Clemson is favored by 3. The AJ Fund Index is 48.5. AJ, how did the group vote here?
The group voted Dylan chose Penn State, Braden and Jake took Clemson, Kelly and Avocado took Penn State.
Sure.
All 3 AI models chose Penn State, and now we're on to our picks.
Who did you pick?
I picked Clemson.
Why'd you do that?
At the time, I don't think Penn State had hired a coach yet, so that felt a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think Clemson has more dudes and finished the year stronger. They beat South Carolina handily on the way out. Penn State needed to beat Rutgers and did so, and it didn't look terribly convincing to me. So that's why I picked it.
Okay.
Also, getting back to that point about Pitt, this game was projected for weeks to be Pitt Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl, which is what they should have done. But then when Clemson landed in their laps, they were like, "Oh, we're taking Clemson over Pitt." You could have had a sold-out stadium, you dorks. Nobody's coming from the upstate of South Carolina to go to the Bronx. That's scaring them. That's on Fox News as a danger place. What are you doing?
An excellent point. Carla, how did you pick this game?
Well, gee, I wonder how I picked this game.
Why did you pick this game as you picked it?
Why did I pick Penn State in this game? Well, okay, duh. But also, this is Terry Smith's last game as acting head coach of this football team. And I think that's a motivating factor here for the players. Everybody knows that he's staying now. He just signed a nice contract and an extension to stay on as assistant head coach of the team. But we saw the way the players rallied around Terry at the end of the season. And I think that's a motivating factor here, knowing that this is the last game that he's going to be head coach, that they want to carry Terry off of the field with a win and head into the new Matt Campbell era. I think that's something they want lasting in their minds. As Kelly noted, as I'm reading through my minutes of Bowlapalooza, as one might say,
yes.
As such a mess as they are. Kelly made the mention that, of course, Dabo is a Yankees fan. Apparently that came up at some point during one of the pre-pressers when they were announced, and he's like, oh, yeah, I love the Yankees. That fits.
Totally tracks.
That fits. Yeah, we are.
And he's probably a Cowboys fan, too.
Probably.
So.
Oh, he loves whatever team LeBron is on.
Yes. Yeah. There it is. Certainly, AJ, I think both of these teams had to struggle through some stuff at the end of the season to be bowl eligible. I feel like Penn State overcame more. I think they showed a little more character in getting to this point where these two teams converge. They played, I love the talent that Penn State has. They played Indiana as tough as Ohio State did. With the same result, and then they won out. Sure, one of those games is against Rutgers. You got to do that, but run the ball, play solid defense. Lions are going to win this game. And Carla, Terry Stan, correct? Is that?
Yeah. He signed a really nice extension. Matt Campbell is keeping him on staff as assistant head coach. So he's
smart
yeah,
young man.
really smart. It's been really interesting now that, when we originally recorded Bowlapalooza, Matt Campbell had just been hired. It had, I don't think he'd had his presser yet. But the moves that he is making initially are fantastic for a combination of bringing in his guys, but also keeping some of the key people there that you would want to keep morale, like Trace McSorley. Trace McSorley is sticking around.
Saw that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really interesting mix. I'm very intrigued by what Matt Campbell is building with his coaching staff to try to like meld the two programs together. So we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, Terry's sticking around. So
Okay. We're going to start the clock like for one game, and then it's just this is what we're doing. Okay. We're, as I said, we're at 10:51. Let's hit start. We're on the same day going on at the same time as the bowl game in Yankee Stadium is a bowl game in Fenway Stadium. The at 2:15 on ESPN, the Wasabi Fenway Bowl in Boston. UConn versus Army. Army is favored by 8.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 46.5. Carla, how's this going to go?
well, things have changed. Like, had we done this a week ago when we actually did Bowlapalooza the first time, I probably would have picked UConn in this game. But we saw what Army did against Navy. And UConn doesn't have, like, Jim Moore is gone. He took another job. So UConn, which played so remarkably well this year, is under an interim coach, I believe, for this game. I think I'm going to take Army.
Okay. AJ?
Yeah, this has been a great season for UConn, but Carla, you're right. Jim Moore ain't there now. He left, and I imagine this is probably there may be a few people who have walked into that portal, probably aren't coming back out. They're probably following Jim. Oh crap! Where did he go?
Colorado
He
State.
went
Colorado State, yeah.
Colorado State. I could absolutely see him taking a whole lot of his guys from UConn to Colorado State. Yeah, I'll take Army here as well.
In the immortal words of Bill Murray, Army training, sir. Easy pick. And pause the clock. That one took 2.5 minutes. We got to speed it up.
We got to go faster.
Yeah, we got to go fast.
Yeah, we do. But not for this one. At 3:30 on the American Broadcasting Company, it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Number 22, Georgia Tech versus Brigham Young. The Cougs are favored by 4.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 56.5. This was Avocado's selection. AJ, how did we vote here?
This was, I think, our most divisive pick.
Okay. I remember some discussions here. This was a tough one for me to pick, I know.
And we kind of went back and forth. And it really felt like a game that was going to come down to who cared the most. Dylan, Braden, and Jake went for BYU. Kelly and Avocado took Georgia Tech. Gemini and GPT-5 picked Georgia Tech. Claude picked BYU. So this is the first time the AI models have split as well.
Okay.
And I took Georgia Tech. I felt like this was going to be the sort of like going away game. You know, they're going to get fired up for this game, even though they didn't make the playoff. But this is like a good thing to like go out of the season on. And BYU is coming off of, hey, you didn't make it. You lost your conference championship game. You basically lost your shot at the playoff. Here's some Pop-Tarts, and it doesn't feel like you're going to get as hype as you would if this were like a better ending to your season.
Okay. Carla, how did you pick this one?
I think I picked BYU. AJ, can you correct me there?
You did pick BYU?
I did pick BYU.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was a long time ago, and we had beverages. Okay, I was. But no, I definitely remember. I have nothing written, and the minutes are empty for this game. But I do remember having conversation about this was supposed to be Notre Dame.
Yes.
And it's obviously not Notre Dame because they opted to sit out bowl season. Yeah, they took their ball and went home. And the other interesting thing here was this was also right after Sataki signed his extension at BYU to stay there.
Yes.
And so it'll be interesting. And I think we had some sort of like off the record comments about can Mormons eat Pop-Tarts, and we had a lengthy conversation about that at one point too.
We did have a conversation about that. The answer is yes, they can. Kalani Sataki ate one during the press conference where they showed the trophy that does actually toast the Pop-Tarts. He did eat one.
Okay. Do you know what flavor he ate?
I did not see which flavor he. Oh wait, no, it was the cinnamon roll one. They both had the cinnamon roll one.
The cinnamon roll, not the brown sugar cinnamon.
Correct. It is the frosted cinnamon roll.
I've been talking to you guys like for weeks about the cinnamon roll ones. They are fantastic.
I need to go get some.
Well, now I'm going to go to the store.
There you go.
The other piece of this that we briefly had a discussion on was Notre Dame not going because I believe it is heresy for Catholics to have to sacrifice Pop-Tarts to mouth heaven, as again is the lore of this game.
Right.
And so they declined this game first before they said, no, we're not going to any bowl games. But everybody was like, okay, you're kicking and screaming that you didn't get into the playoffs and now you're too good for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Shut up, Notre Dame. But then they said they weren't going to any bowl games. So shut up, Notre Dame.
You're making us hate you again.
I know. Yeah. That's
you
a
were
disappointing
cool.
thing. Yeah.
But also the other part of this is that apparently the Mormons are cool with it. So
yeah, we're good.
Whatever. There's that.
Yeah. So I had BYU.
Did we just ask you? What did you think about this game?
I picked Georgia Tech.
You picked Georgia Tech. I did as well, and I was kind of looking. There are a lot of sort of win one for the Gipper kind of situations. For this bowl game, these bowl games, the playoff games, and I think Haynes King is sort of in a situation like that, and he is playing. I just checked on that again today. He's a little like Parker Navarro, except more talented and fewer turnovers. He has, the undying love and respect of his teammates, his coaching staff. This is a situation where they will be motivated to win this for him, and he will be motivated just because he always is. I think actually, but maybe extra motivated.
I remember now why I picked BYU. Because I wanted to see a bear eat a Pop-Tart.
Yeah. And a tiger. You get a bear and a tiger. Bear Bachmeier's brother's name is Tiger. He's a wide receiver for the Cougars.
True.
Tiger is a wide receiver for the Cougars. It's all making sense.
Oh, man.
Cinnamon roll. Got it.
Cinnamon roll. You want them. I still need to go back and track down the protein Pop-Tarts. I think that is a
They are tremendous, by the way. If you have not had them, I have had both flavors, the brown sugar cinnamon and the strawberry. They're both delicious.
Okay. We are at roughly 12 and a half minutes. So I'm starting to clock.
We're almost halfway through our time.
I think we have a decent run here of non-OG Bowlapalooza games. So, excuse me.
Well, we got two, and then we got another game. So
okay. I can't scroll down on my list that far, or I will lose where I am. And go. 4:30 on whatever it is day that I said we were on the CW, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl in Tucson, Arizona. The Miami Obscene Nicknames versus Fresno State. Fresno is favored by 4.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 42.5. I don't remember which one of you goes first. Carla.
Can I tell you how much I love the Snoop Dogg Bowl is on the CW?
Please.
Like that just, yes. Sign me up for that. And this has to be Fresno, right? Because that tracks.
It totally does. It totally does.
Yeah.
AJ?
Yeah, one of these is an agricultural school used for growing crops. I'm taking Fresno.
I think I mentioned this last year. I think Miami was in this game last year, and I said there is no way that Miami University should be affiliated in any way with Snoop Dogg. And the lone exception for me cheering for all MAC teams when I have the opportunity, it's this. Go Bulldogs. At 5:45, again, ESPN. The Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Take a left turn at Albuquerque. 25, North Texas versus San Diego State. North Texas is favored by 3. AJ Fun Index 54.5. AJ, what do you think?
I'm excited for this one. This has some peak potential. Drew Mestamaker is going to play, as far as I know. But allegedly, when Eric Morris, when he was interviewing for coaching gigs, allegedly said, "If you hire me, I'm bringing Mestamaker with me." So in case you're wondering where Drew Mestamaker is going to be next year, it ain't going to be with North Texas, allegedly.
Okay.
But San Diego State, the last time they played a high-powered offense, it didn't go well for them. And they lost to Hawaii, and also they lost to New Mexico. It was fun for everybody, except for San Diego State fans. Give me the mean green.
Carla?
Yeah, this game's going to be silly fun. Put this game on for sure. I like the mean green here. They had a great season, and they really held their own against some of the top tier competition in the American. Yeah, green.
Especially with Mestamaker playing, the green is mean. They will beat the Aztecs in New Mexico. And pause. We are just short of halfway.
Whew, okay.
At 7:30 on ABC, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. The number 19 Virginia Cavaliers versus the Missouri Tigers. The Tigers are the ones who are favored by 7 points. The AJ Fun Index is in not so fun 48.5. AJ, how did we pick this one?
Dylan, Braden, Jake, Kelly, Avocado, and all 3 AI models picked Missouri.
Okay.
So, but there was, Carla, did you have a note about this game in particular?
Yeah, there was something here that I need you guys to help me remember, because the minutes here just say Chandler Morris, Forrest Gump.
Gump. I remember a Gump reference.
I remember the Gump reference, but I do not remember the story.
What's going on, guys? It's Jake Rose coming to you from my office here in Nashville, Tennessee. Sorry about Bowlapalooza. That was kind of lame, but that's all right. We're gonna resuscitate it. We're gonna give it new life with these videos. So I picked the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl because Gators be doing taxes. I don't know. It's in Jacksonville, Florida. It is the Virginia Cavaliers and the Missouri Tigers, and I just find it so fascinating that Virginia was this close to not only winning the ACC, but very likely going to the college football playoff. And instead of that college football playoff berth, their reward is a bowl game in Jacksonville, Florida. Whew. Also, I want to focus on Chandler Morris, who in my opinion is the Forrest Gump of college football players this year. Started his career at Oklahoma in 2020. Obviously, we had COVID that year, so that was crazy. But then he also was at Oklahoma backing up Spencer Rattler, and with that whole surrounding circumstance with the documentary, and Spencer Rattler wasn't necessarily the most popular guy on campus. So then Chandler transfers to TCU. He gets hurt. He's the backup to Max Duggan, but still gets some playing time in the national championship game against Georgia, which ends up being the most lopsided national championship game we've ever seen. He gets the starting job next year, and what do you know? They open up week 1 against Deion Sanders in his first week as the head coach at Colorado. Fun stuff. Then he transfers to North Texas, takes over that offense, and they just go number 3 offense in the entire country. So then he goes to Virginia this year, leading Virginia all the way to the ACC championship game, and again, this close to the college football playoff, and instead his career might end in Jacksonville, Florida. It's a little Gumpian. But yeah, love doing Bowlapalooza. Thanks for having me again this year, and we'll get him next year.
Carries them to a ACC championship game. They upset Florida State. It turns out that upset was not so much an upset, but they get the win over. They lose to Duke in the ACC championship game, and Jake realized in this moment that Chandler Morris has been everywhere and thrown a football. I was there when Deion Sanders won his first football game as a head coach, and then I had to hear about it for a long time. And so it just turned into watching Forrest Gump, like he's the Forrest Gump of college football for the last
Run, Chandler, run.
Run, Chandler, run. You can't. You threw the ball, but now it's time for you to run. He ran for 245 yards this year and 5 touchdowns. Just FYI.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, that's what happened. I picked Virginia in this game because I was like, they need an upswing here. Missouri did not exactly finish the season strong in the SEC, and I picked Virginia here.
Okay. Who'd you go with, Carla?
I think I picked Virginia.
Okay.
You did.
Because as somebody and Kelly and I had this conversation during the show with Bo Prabula being the quarterback at Missouri, former Penn State backup, right? But he's been out and had gotten hurt, and Missouri was not the same team. Now Bo was able to come back at the very end of the season, but he still doesn't look like the same quarterback. It'll be interesting to see if he plays in this game. What's going on with him, whether he's going to, just try to heal or whether he's going to play in the game. We don't know. Missouri's a completely different team if he's not playing. Because of that fact, I picked Virginia. And also because I remember we had some conversation about the way that the Virginia ACC title game ended on just that bizarre play in overtime and how deflating that was. Right.
That makes sense.
And thinking about the redemption story there about, how deflating that was and whether the team could get back up. I think they will. I think Virginia wins this game. But this one's like one of those like sneaky undercards that you look at it and go, Virginia, Missouri, what?
But it's interesting.
Put this game on.
Yeah.
Put this game on.
AJ, who did I pick? I think this is a game that I sort of vacillated on even when we were talking about it.
Yep. You picked Missouri.
Did I pick Missouri? Okay. I didn't have a strong feeling either way, and I think I talked mostly about the fact that the Gator Bowl was the final game in the head coaching career of Woody Hayes. Did I mention that? Did I don't know if I did or not.
Maybe.
That's what I have in my notes. Also, there is still an original portion, not an original portion, but a portion of the old Gator Bowl stadium was left and included in what is now First Everbank Stadium. It is like one upper deck, the west upper deck, and the ramp structure underneath it is still part of that. Is part of the new stadium, which will be renovated, which is why they're moving the cocktail party over the next couple years. So we're gonna have to get back on the clock again
for a while, I think.
For 3 or 4 games, looks like. Where are we here? I just went too far.
3 games.
We are still on whatever day it is that we're talking about, but we are now at 9:15 p.m.
Saturday, December 27th.
The 27th. We are halfway through our allotted time. So, start 9:15 p.m. on ESPN, the Kinder's Texas Bowl in Houston. LSU versus number 21 Houston. Houston is favored by 3. The AJ Fun Index is 41.5. Does anyone know what Kinder's is? Do we know what that is?
It's barbecue sauce.
Okay, thank you. AJ, what do you think about this one?
I think Houston's going to get up for this game. Getting to beat LSU, who, a reminder, struggled at home at night on a Saturday. It was a Saturday night in Death Valley, and they struggled to beat Western Kentucky. Yeah, LSU's kind of butt, and I don't think they're going to get better in between. I'm taking Houston.
Carla?
I heard barbecue sauce is good for that.
That's a Boston butt. They got rid of a Boston butt.
They did.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Houston's playing at home. I mean, it's not in their home stadium, but like they're playing at home. It's going to be a very pro Houston crowd. This is their opportunity. They're going to play up. Yeah, Cougs.
The Grateful Dead says Houston is too close to New Orleans. I know LSU isn't in New Orleans, but I don't think the Dead wrote any songs that reference Baton Rouge. So I'm picking Houston to win this game at home. Monday, December 29th, the birthday of my mother and of a longtime friend of the show, Patrick. Everybody say happy birthday, Patrick. And
happy birthday,
Patrick.
Pat and Patrick. 2 p.m. on ESPN, the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl, Birmingham, Alabama. Georgia Southern versus App State. The Eagles are favored by 5.5. The AJ Fun Index is 59.5. Deeper than hate in a bowl game is interesting. Carla, what do you think?
Yeah, this is a conference matchup.
Yep.
And it's just because of the way that the pairings went out that teams declined, and it ended up that App State ended up in this game because they are 5-7. I don't remember who won this game in the regular season.
Georgia Southern did.
Yeah, I'm going to take Georgia Southern here. As much as I love App State, I'm sorry, Peg, I love App State, but Georgia Southern wins this game.
AJ?
I feel like App State's going to want this one back, but they finished the season so poorly. It's hard for me to pick. It's hard for me to pick them. I'm taking Georgia Southern here.
It is super interesting the way this worked out, and that conference matchup plus an actual rivalry game gets a matchup in the bowl game. I just wish Appy had just a slightly more consistent season. I got to go with Georgia Southern on Tuesday, December 30th at 2 p.m. on ESPN. Got to take a deep breath. Here, the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. Coastal Carolina versus Louisiana Tech. Tech is favored by 8.5 points. AJ Fun Index is 50.5. AJ?
These are not the Seans you think they are. This is not you need to take the P Teal out. You need to take out Grayson McCall. It ain't that team anymore. But I'm gonna take him here just because Sonny Cumbie is the head coach of Louisiana Tech and he sucks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take Coastal Carolina. This is nothing more than a haters pick. That's fine.
Carla,
you can do that on any show you want to.
Yes,
if you want to have your own haters picks,
we're good.
Start your own show.
Haters picks are a thing. I'm going to get to one in just a minute here.
Nice.
It's not this game though. I'm going to take Law Tech here because they're basically playing at home. And I've seen them play in the CUSA this year. They were solid in the CUSA. Coastal's not the beach chickens of your friends. Right. Give me La Tech.
Beach chickens have nothing actually to do in Louisiana. Tech is going to make sure they do not fly. And plus, at 5:30 on ESPN, I believe this is we are at Braden's pick.
Yes.
The Liberty Bibberty Music City Bowl in Nashville. Braden's Tennessee Volunteers versus the Illinois Fighting Illini. Vols are favored by 5.5. The AJ Fund Index is 61.5. The thing that I wrote up here is beware of bowl game Bert. AJ, how did we pick this one?
Dylan, Braden, Jake, Kelly, Avocado, Gemini, GPT-5, and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet all picked Tennessee.
Okay. Carla, I know you have strong feelings about Tennessee fans in Nashville.
Yes.
What did you do with this one?
I picked Illinois out of spite. And I said that on the show.
Yes.
Because all we need is to bring Vols fans out of the woodwork in Nashville. It's just it until you live here, like
I understand.
It's so much. It's so much. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Orange and Rocky Top, and it's just no. And Bert is stupid, and he will do stupid Bert things, and I think he's going to do stupid Bert things because I think Illinois is more excited about this game than Tennessee is. So that's why I picked Illinois.
Okay. AJ, what feelings about Bert in Tennessee? Either way,
I picked Tennessee here because bowl game Bert is bowl game Bert. Mm-hmm. But Josh Heupel is not Shane Beamer.
No.
Which is kind of where which is where South Carolina got caught up last year. Bert pushed every single one of Shane Beamer's buttons. Josh Heupel doesn't have those same buttons.
It was a masterful performance, actually, by a man I dislike, but I am readily acknowledging his expertise.
You do have to acknowledge greatness in practice. You really do. And you do not have to hand it to them. You could just recognize greatness at practice. I took Tennessee here just entirely because, again, mostly a local game. Sorry, Carla. That's not even the song to Rocky Top, but that was close. I was just going for ba ba ba. It's fine.
But, no, I caught
Crappy,
it.
who'd you pick?
I believe I picked Tennessee. And for the same thing, I don't think Bert pushing buttons is going to work with the Tennessee staff and in what is essentially a home game. Again, sorry, Carla.
Yeah. Well, we did have a conversation about who would win in the hot chicken eating contest between Bert
did
and
we?
Josh Heupel.
Oh,
we
yes.
did.
And I think we all determined that it was Bert.
I think so. That would be my pick.
We determined it was Bert. Mostly, my only concern was I don't know how Bert feels about spice. That man is from Iowa.
but he spent a good bit of time living and working in the South. I think he's just okay with like food entering his body.
That's fair.
Probably true. And if there is not a hot chicken eating contest as part of the Music City Bowl, there absolutely needs to be one.
What is the top? What would you say is the top hot chicken establishment in Nashville?
Well, the one everybody goes to is Hattie B's because they're everywhere, and it's fine. I actually like them the best because it's the only hot chicken I can eat because I don't do well with super spicy things.
Sure.
But the like level 1 mild I can actually tolerate.
Well, let me ask you this: which hot chicken place in Nashville is best positioned to sponsor a bowl game?
Well, I mean, Hattie B's is the biggest.
Okay.
But they're not the original, and I'm like, I'm losing my Nashville cred here and totally forgetting the name of the original. Which give me 1 second, do a song and dance real quick, and I will.
Come back.
Prince's,
what
there
I'm
it is.
thinking
Prince's Hot Chicken.
Prince's Hot Chicken.
Okay.
Prince's Hot Chicken is the original, and it's the one that I can't even walk into because even the mild is too hot.
Okay.
And the original location of Prince's is gone.
Okay.
Because it was over on the east side. Now there is a location of Prince's, actually not too far from my house. But like I said, I can't eat there. So
I'm thinking we need to work on getting and it sounds like Hattie B's is probably the choice to do this. But a hot chicken sponsor for the Music City Bowl.
For the Music City Bowl?
This makes sense, right? This is something that should happen.
Well, Liberty Mutual is at least a better sponsor than who has been here previously.
Who was that? I don't remember.
Because I don't remember who it was last year, but it was like
it was Trans Perfect. It was the Trans Perfect music.
Yes.
Yeah, which is true. But also there was a their thing is not transportation, it is translation.
Yeah.
So they're like a translation company. And also, yes, there is a hot chicken eating contest at the Music City Bowl.
Well, that's good. Okay.
I have not found any news about this year's, but I see 2019. I see some 2022s.
I will say the coolest thing. Oh, fans do it?
Fans are the ones that do it, not the players of the team. I'm guessing because you don't want to have a whole bunch of big linemen eating a whole bunch of hot chicken and just having just destruction. I think
the coaches should do it. I agree with you. Don't let the players
if they do fans and it's Tennessee versus Illinois, that's not going to be close. That's not a contest. That's not going to be close.
Can I call timeout real quick?
Yeah.
Is there I have the salute to the Veterans Bowl on. There's a bowl season commercial that has a song that includes lyrics at the bottom.
Okay.
I need to go find this.
Okay. Right. While you're working on that, the coolest thing that happens during the Music City Bowl is they shut down Lower Broadway the night before the game.
Oof. Okay.
And like the street, not the bars. Like the bars are still going, whatever. But the marching bands from the two teams do like a drum off.
Okay.
On Lower Broadway, and it's actually really cool. Where they let each band it's kind of like a pep rally for both teams. Kind of weird, but like they have the two bands there, and they actually like kind of do like a showdown between the two bands.
Yeah.
Battle of the bands on Lower Broadway. So that's actually the coolest thing about the whole event. Unique Music City Bowl. But
nice. We are going to forge ahead.
I've found the commercial.
Did you find? Okay.
It's the Happy Bowl season jingle. It was published 2 days ago, and it is a holiday jingle that sounds like the lamest karaoke version of a particular 1950s variety.
Mm-hmm.
And I have sent the link to the two of you in the thread.
Nice.
And we can post this in the show notes as well.
In places where things should be posted.
Okay.
I believe we have one game in the speed round, and then back to our Bowlapalooza list. So
Yep.
I'm gonna start the clock. We're on the 30th, and I'm right here. Don't do that. Just open the damn thing. Start. 9 p.m. on ESPN, The Valero, Don't Order a Pizza Here, Alamo Bowl, in lovely San Antonio, made by people who knew what salsa should taste like. Number 16, USC versus Texas Christian University. The Horny Tones are not favored. The Trojans are favored by 4.5. The AJ Fun Index is a legit fun 57.5. Carla?
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you to explain the whole pizza thing because
I'm not going to explain the pizza thing because we're on a clock here,
Clock
friends.
is running. Clock is running.
But I will say that the Alamo Bowl is always don't miss TV. It's always a stupid game that's a lot of fun, ends up being a lot of points. My initial thought was USC, but TCU plays really, really well on indoor turf fields. What the hell, Horny Toads?
AJ?
Yeah, I'm taking TCU here as well. I don't know that Sonny Dykes is going to change shirts at halftime like Gary Patterson did against Oregon, which was one of the more insane moments I've ever seen. That game was Oregon scored all their points in the first half. TCU scored all their points in the second half, and Gary Patterson sweat through his shirt so hard in the first half that he changed shirts at halftime, came out wearing a completely different shirt, and they won the dang football game. So
He
I'm
probably
going
got
to
some
take
pizza
TCU.
at halftime too.
Absolutely not. Gary Patterson's not built for that. He'll have an upset tummy mid third quarter. You know that. He's not built for lactose.
Yeah.
I'm taking TCU.
It feels like to me that Lincoln Riley kind of figured something out this year. Towards the end of the season, I expect USC actually to be a pain in the butt in the Big Ten for the foreseeable future. That starts with a win here. Stop. Okay, we are at 21-12.
Oh God, we still have a lot of games to do.
We still have a lot of games to do.
I'm trying my best to be. I'm trying my best to be quick.
We are on December 31st, Wednesday,
Yes.
December 31st, at noon on ESPN, the ReliaQuest Bowl, the second dullest bowl game name. This is held in Tampa. The number 23 Iowa Hawkeyes versus the number 14 Vanderbilt Commodores. The Doors are favored by 6. The AJ Fun Index is 49.5. Carla, this is your pick. What did you think about Diego's post Heisman ceremony reaction?
Yeah, that was dumb.
It was dumb.
That was real dumb.
And
it was. The one thing that we have to remember here is that, okay, one, it was a social media post, so, okay, take that for what it's worth. But
yes, absolutely.
at the same time, and we're all guilty of this. These are college kids.
Granted, he's a 28-year-old college kid.
Yeah, it feels like it anyway.
Thereabouts.
But, as someone who is a fan of the game, we forget that sometimes. Even though I am a faculty member at a university, and hypothetically, some of the players on my school's football team could be in one of my classes. That hasn't happened in a very long time, but they're kids, right? And a lot of what I'm seeing here is the people around Diego should have coached him a little bit better on how to handle this, which I agree with. I agree that
100
Clark Lee should have been there and said, look, if you don't win, don't make a big deal out of it. The other angle that I have seen is that Diego couldn't, this has been Diego's goal For his entire life, he had Heisman posters hanging in his bedroom. I don't know whether he thought it was possible for him to lose. That's the way he plays football. Right?
Yeah, that's
he
true.
plays football with reckless abandon. I don't know if it ever occurred to him that he wasn't going to win. Because that's just kind of the mindset that he has. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's wrong. But that's kind of where his brain is. And was it dumb? Absolutely, it was dumb. I saw a lot of people, unfortunately, here in Nashville saying that Vanderbilt should cut ties with Diego now and just like he's graduating, like just let him, like don't do anything with him. Tell him, have fun. See you later.
That's silly.
No, that's an extreme view. He made a mistake. His apology felt genuine.
I agree.
And we'll see how the team handles it. Heading down to Tampa, but it was just a kid that did something real dumb. And sometimes you don't post things publicly; you leave them in drafts.
Yeah, but and you made the point that is something you learn with time. And I joke about Diego's age, but he is a kid, and I think there's a certain amount of leeway you can allow for that sort of thing. The AJ, how did we pick this one?
We picked this. There were a couple picks outside of Vanderbilt. A lot of people, a lot of Vandy fan work here. Dylan, Braden, Kelly, and Avocado picked Vanderbilt along with Gemini and Claude. ChatGPT picked Iowa along with Braden and Jake, and I picked Vanderbilt. Who
did Braden pick?
Braden picked Iowa.
Braden picked. Okay. I wasn't. I thought I heard the other thing.
He was feeling some feelings about having lost by a whole lot.
Totally understandable.
His team lost by a whole lot very recently.
Understandable.
By the way, I'm going to take the complete opposite side. Diego's right.
Please.
It's fine.
Okay.
Understand
he's not I will agree. I think he's not wrong. But is that something you can? Okay.
Yeah, you can. Okay. You can absolutely post through that. This has been your entire thing. Carla, you were absolutely right. He believed in himself so hard that when it didn't happen, he thought the people who picked were wrong.
Right.
Now, to say F them all, yeah, I see where that came from. And to be entirely honest, if he were like, I thought the voters took a very considerate approach, I would be like, somebody wrote that for Diego. That's not Diego. He didn't write that. Somebody kindly wrote that, so he didn't say things like F all the voters. If I had a Heisman vote, I don't. I should. I don't. I would have picked Diego. And without question, Fernando Mendoza. I brought this up because somebody else tried to then Diego showed his whole ass. I'm like, no, this is what I want from my quarterback. And to me,
also true.
Fernando Mendoza had a wonderful season. He is not the reason Indiana is good. Indiana is good because they have great coaching. They have great lines. They have all of these things. The Heisman vote as a thing is for the most outstanding player. And I look at Diego Pavia as the singularity that is what's making Vandy work. To me, that is the difference between him and Mendoza. Mendoza had a great season. Sayin had a great season. By the way, this is a point where I point out that Jeremiah Love had as many rushing yards as Johnny Manziel did in his Heisman season.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a true statement. Yes. And Johnny had more touchdowns. So this is to me, that is how I break these all down. There's some statistical piece to it, but I look at without Diego Pavia, Vandy is not 10-2.
No, not close.
Right.
And I pointed that out to a friend of mine who was like, well, what makes Indiana different? Mendoza wasn't there last year, and they were a one-loss Big Ten team. They lost to a very good Notre Dame team in the playoff, but they were a one-loss Big Ten team last year.
Yep.
Mendoza comes in, and they beat Ohio State to win the Big Ten, which is amazing and wonderful for Indiana fans, not so much for Crappy. But I look at the before Pavia, Vandy was 2-10. The year before Pavia gets there, they were 2-10. They are 10-2 this year. That is the literal Diego Pavia phenomenon. And then they just flipped a 5-star from off of Georgia. That is the difference.
Which also is a Diego phenomenon.
So I will also say F all the voters. I'm with you, Diego.
Well, it's just I mean, it's interesting because like I agree with all of that and like the way that his mentality, but at the same time when you saw Mendoza's Heisman moment, it was incredible.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt that catch was incredible.
Well, no, I mean like the whole like the ceremony and his speech and his parents and his grandparents and switching to speak to his grandparents in Spanish because that was what they would, and then did you see his team mob him? Have you seen the video of the team mobbing him afterwards?
Yeah.
Like such a cool thing for Indiana. And it's like, friends, it's okay to have both of those feelings.
Yeah.
You can feel
That's
like
a great
Diego got robbed.
Great point.
And at the same time be really, really happy that Fernando won that Heisman because of that whole thing that just happened. Right.
Oh, the one that got me. Did you see the video? Or I think I saw it as a video, but I'm pretty sure it was also like just generically Players Tribune. It was a letter from his mom.
No.
The room got like I don't know who was cutting onions at 11:45 at night while I was laying in bed, but there's somebody in the room and they were doing it. And it was very rude of them to doing that because it was like you've grown up in front of it. And I'm just like I can't do that. Anytime I see the like you've grown up in front of me and you're such a wonderful, I just start tearing up. I'm doing it now.
Yes,
that is the literal emotion of just like this level of pride. His mom has muscular dystrophy, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And so she's in a wheelchair, and like he like spends time with her and was like taking care of her and doing all this stuff. I'm just like, oh. So nice of him to do that. And so it's kind of this dichotomy of two, like this is the sweetest boy on earth, and then there's Diego Pavia.
The exact opposite.
Oh, listen, Diego Pavia is going to fight someone for his mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a difference here. Diego's going to fight somebody with his fists for his mom. Fernando Mendoza is going to take care of her in the sweetest way possible.
Yeah.
So it's the
Both
same
things can be
thing.
true. So anyhow,
where are we here?
We're still talking about the Reliant Quest Bowl because I didn't actually explain why I picked the game in the first place.
Why did you pick the game?
I picked the game because there's going to be so much black and yellow in that stadium, and that makes the Sienzer very, very, very proud.
That's right.
And the other reason is because we all know why I picked this game because Kelly took my game. Because I would have picked the Pinstripe Bowl, but she took it from me. So no. But we have Diego. We have Iowa offense, which statistically we still haven't figured out how Iowa is scoring, but they are scoring points because you look at their stats and you're just like, how are they scoring? They're not off the charts on either the ground game or the pass game, but they're scoring lots of points. That's a true statement we're saying in the year of our Lord 2025. This will at least be statistically the toughest scoring defense the Doors have faced all season. Hawkeyes are 7th in the nation in pass defense. And as we mentioned, and we got into a lengthy dialogue about rooting for conference that started after this game. That normally I would root. That's when that was. Yes. Yeah, and that normally I would root for conference. We all know this, but we've made this joke multiple times before in the past on Bowlapalooza. It's relevant again. There is a literal boat in Raymond James Stadium. Commodores anchor down.
And, they're there. There they are. We all picked. I picked Vandy. I know I did this. In this one, and again because it's, Diego goes out a hero. All right, we're in the home stretch. We go back and forth for a little bit. I would caution you guys on January 2nd. There are no Bowlapalooza games. So and that is the last day that there are bowl games. So when we get down to that point, and we have just under 9 minutes.
Okay.
1, 2. So you have there's the last we have the Citrus Bowl is the Bowlapalooza break. But you have Arizona State, Duke, Nebraska, Utah here on the 31st, and then on the 2nd there's 4 games. We have six games and 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Well, the Citrus Bowl does not That the clock does not run for that one.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So
there's still 6 bowls.
There's
is
two.
that 6? Okay.
Yeah, there's 6 total.
6 bowl diamonds. That's manageable. We can do it.
Okay, we can do this.
I think we can. Starting clock. What day are we on? We are on the
December 31st.
New Year's Eve.
31st. We are on New Year's Eve. And go. 2 p.m. on CBS. It's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl and perhaps my favorite stadium anywhere, Arizona State versus Duke. The
We
Blue
missed the
Devils.
song.
The Blue Devils are favored by 2.5 points over the Sun Devils. The AJ Fun Index is a devilish 49.5 points. That was, again, awful. Really, really awful. Carla, how's this going to go?
This would be a hell of a basketball game.
Yeah.
Devils went down to Texas. Duke's riding high. They just won the ACC. Sure. I'll take the Blue Devils over the Gold Devils.
AJ, which variety of devils?
Deviled eggs. I'm taking.
Yes.
We'll get to
I
but I'm going to tie this all together. I'm picking Duke deviled eggs.
Duke has peaked for 2025. And how can you pick against the Sun Devils in the Sun Bowl? The answer is you cannot. You cannot. Arizona State. Stop. At 3 p.m., ABC, the Cheez-Its Citrus Bowl in lovely Orlando, Florida. The number 18 Michigan Weasels, coached by Biff, who may or may not wear sleeves, versus the number 13 Texas Longhorns. Texas is favored by 4.5. The AJ Fun Index is 45.5. I did not check these numbers, and much has happened at Michigan since I wrote these down.
Yeah, current spread is 7.5 for Texas.
7.5. Okay, that's a pretty decent change. As I said, Dylan's pick. How did we break down on this one?
Dylan picked Texas, Braden picked Michigan, Jake picked Texas, Kelly picked Texas, Avocado picked Michigan, all 3 AI models picked Texas, and I also chose Texas.
Okay. Do you have a reasoning behind that?
The main reasoning as then led to a wonderful and vitriolic discussion is you still can continue to spell, you can't spell citrus without UT, which led to Braden reminding us that the University of Tennessee predates the entire state of Texas by 50 years. And the entire reason Texas exists is because of some volunteers from Tennessee. And that is why you remember the Alamo. Doesn't matter. Hook 'em.
Carla, how did you pick this one?
I think I picked Texas here.
You did pick Texas.
Yeah, because I can't pick Michigan ever. It's in the card, isn't it? Isn't that in our rule book?
Yeah,
you must not pick Michigan.
Thou shalt not pick.
Thou shalt not. Yes.
There is a very tiny notebook that the 3 of us have that contains the rules for this podcast. I carry it in the breast pocket of my suit jacket, so I always have it on hand.
I was saying, no. AJ, it lives in a spreadsheet. You know this.
Yes.
Because everything we have lives in a spreadsheet. No, I a lot. Obviously, a lot has changed. Michigan's offense wasn't that good to begin with, and now you throw everything else that's happened even since we've done Bowlapalooza. Since we did the first Bowlapalooza, I am all in on Texas here. We also found out this week that Arch is coming back.
Yes.
Because he needs to.
So, there's that, but also he's going to be back. So I think Texas is a more complete unit right now. Hook 'em.
I picked Texas without reservation prior to all of the stuff in Ann Arbor. I see no reason to tinker with that at all. So the Longhorns.
Also, the obligatory mention that citrus Cheez-Its would be disgusting. Okay.
Citrus. Thank you. I had forgotten about that. Citrus Cheez-Its.
Prior to the Citrus Bowl, there was an event put on by the Citrus Bowl organization that involved drinks where Cheez-Its were graded over the top of the drinks. That is a thing.
It depends on the drinks.
Depends on the drink.
If you would like to know more, I believe the Sickos Committee has a report on that one. Okay. Because there is somebody from the Sickos Committee who lives in Orlando. So
okay. All right.
We will share the love. Go listen to them too.
That, boys and girls, was our final Official Bowlapalooza game. We have a few more to go through. We're continuing with New Year's Eve day. Is that we are still there?
Yes.
And then we have a really nice slate on Friday, January 2nd. We have we're at 2219, so we have just a little bit of time to take care of this. Y'all ready? Stretch, warmed up.
Stretch.
Start. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. Again, New Year's Eve day. The SR Distribution Las Vegas Bowl in lovely Las Vegas, Nebraska versus number 15 Utah. The Utes are favored by 16.5. The AJ Fun Index is 50. I don't know what the SR Distribution.
It's a trucking company.
Well, sure, but that's up there for dullest name. Gotta be somewhere. AJ, what do you think about this one?
It's up there, and sorry, they're gonna win this one for Kyle. Get wrecked, Nebraska. You're catching this bag of hammers.
Ain't happening. Carla, what do you think?
Yeah, this has to be the Utes. It's gonna be a whole lot of red in Las Vegas. But yeah, I like the Utes here.
Dylan Briola is in the portal. So perhaps, maybe, is Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham. But his players are going to hand him a jackpot on the way out. Friday, January 2nd, 1 p.m., the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth, Texas. Rice versus Texas State. The State is favored by 10.5. The AJ Fun Index, 59.5. Carla.
Pew, pew, pew. That's going to be fun. Texas State, sure. No reason. Rice is 5-7. So yeah.
AJ?
I'm also taking Texas State here. Don't lose to food, Bobcats.
An excellent suggestion. In the state of Texas, Rice is the Northwestern of the American Conference. I think State wins this one pretty easily. 4:30 on ESPN. Navy. Congratulations, Carla. Versus Cincinnati. The midshipmen are favored by 7, as they should be. AJ Fun Index, 53.5. AJ.
You gonna get run over, Bearcats. Navy's running hard here. This is in the Liberty Bowl. Nobody goes to Memphis and comes out clean. And I have to take Navy here. There's no question in my mind.
Carla?
Absolutely, 100% Navy. I agree. Navy playing in the Liberty Bowl. Yeah. Navy.
Ohio State once lost to Navy in a Liberty Bowl. Fun fact.
That's just called troop respecting, but carry on.
I thought so. Any year when UC fans say they're the best team in the state of Ohio, which is a thing that happened in the fall of 2025, that is the year when I am 100% cheering for them to lose their bowl game. That aside, I'm picking Navy here either way. They can and will win this game. 8 p.m.
I just need to go back to that best team in the state of Ohio. What Ohio are they talking about? Carry on.
The one that I'm from. It's a square kind of shaped. Yeah.
I don't see it.
I know. At 8 p.m. on Fox, the Trust and Will, I don't know who these people are, the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl in lovely San Diego. Number 17, Arizona versus SMU. Bear Down is favored by 3. The AJ Fun Index is 51.5. AJ?
Trust and Will is powered by Estate OS. So this is basically like DocuSign lawyers on the internet somewhere.
What it sounds like. Okay.
This gross.
We need
what
some
happened
upgrades.
to the San Diego Federal Credit Union?
We need some Bowl Game sponsorship updates is what we need.
I'm upset about this. Arizona's going to win the football game. I'm upset about putting internet wills and trusts. Get out of here.
Carla?
This is Legal Zoom with a different name. Shut up.
I'm kind of the same way here. Like the Holiday Bowl is in the wrong spot. The Holiday Bowl is usually like the first week of the year. It's one of those ones that like really kind of kicks off bowl season.
Yes.
And having it on the last day just feels like because the Holiday Bowl is always fun and it's always late and it was always like, yeah.
Yes.
This game's still going to be fun. It's just on the wrong day. Bear down.
It's a traditionally fun bowl game. It feels weird to have it in this position. I agree with you guys. I look for SMU to finish on a high note here, and I'm picking the show ponies. 8 p.m. on ESPN. It's the Duke's Mayo Bowl. In lovely Charlotte, North Carolina, Wake Forest versus Mississippi State. The Cowboys are favored by 2.5 points. The AJ Fun Index is 56.5. We have about 3 minutes left. In our other in the other show we did this week, we're going to work next week on getting the Dukes versus Duke in the Dukes Mayo Bowl.
Yes.
This year, however, Carla, how's this going to go?
It's gonna be real loud.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of cowbells in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I am happy that the Duke's Mayo Bowl is the last bowl of the season this year, because the last
like that.
image of college football that we get for the season is one of these two coaches getting absolutely smothered in mayonnaise, and that's just like the perfect way to finish this off. Mississippi State's 5-7 and made a bowl game. Give me Wake. Why not?
Okay. AJ?
This is the actual official Sickos Committee bowl game. The entire committee will be there.
Yes.
They got their own section. It's kind of wild. And because the Mayo Bowl loves the Sickos, and that's correct. Wake Forest is going to win this game. Mississippi State is 5-7. They get in because there's a whole bunch of 6-6 teams that didn't decide to play. So the invites went out to them. So good for Mississippi State getting into a bowl game. And yes, it is correct that the Sickos get a 5-7 team in their bowl game.
Yes.
And we do appreciate that. I'm taking Wake here. Jake Dickert is going to get covered in mayo. I do want to know if you're going to get a like celebrity tubby like we got last year with Flavor Flav, maybe.
But that could be kind of fun.
Taking Wake Forest. Crappy. Finish us off.
We've got a minute and a half. We got plenty of time. I like the season that Jeff Lebby put together. He's in a tough spot in the SEC, and he pushed a lot of teams that Mississippi State normally wouldn't be able to. I'm picking Klanga and Jeff Lebby. Don't wear a hat when you get doused in mayonnaise. Just let it go. Just let it go. Stop. 2859.93.
Look at that.
And who says we have long shows? Just give ourselves a timer or whatever, and we would have been fine the whole time.
And now that we're off the clock, I need to make a quick note because of a game that is happening this week.
Yes.
That you all will have missed already. But congratulations to the Delaware Blue Hens for taking a bowl bid. In their first year up in FBS, they were able to get that because of all the exemptions that happened. So
that is
kudos to you,
fantastic.
Delaware.
That is fantastic for Delaware.
Also,
change your damn helmets, please.
On the next day, Missouri State also got a bowl bid.
Yes, they
did. They are playing Arkansas State in the Xbox Bowl, a brand new bowl game this year because they kind of ran out of spots. So they
was there ever an announcement made about the replacement for the Bahamas Bowl?
Yes, it is the Xbox Bowl.
That is the Xbox Bowl. Okay.
It is at the Ford Center at the Star. This is the game that is being played in the Dallas Cowboys practice facility. And this is today when you all get to learn that the Dallas Cowboys have a practice facility that seats 12,000 people.
Yes. I know a little bit about that. Don't ask me how I know.
I'm going to ask you.
Braden,
but
we
not now.
For some reason, we talked about this on Bowlapalooza because Braden said something kind of under the radar to me that I laughed pretty hard at, but nobody else caught because he said the design of it was beautiful.
Yeah. So, I saw. Boys and girls, you can hear the Carla and Crappy Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and a variety of other podcasting hosts. You can watch us on YouTube or on the show's Facebook page or both. You can read us on our Substack. If you like us, please subscribe, rate, and review. If you don't, mind your own damn business. Be sure to come back sometime in the near future when we will talk about other football games. Also, if you missed the show we just did about the first round games, go find it because we released it just before this one, as in like days before rather than weeks. The screw up with Bowlapalooza screwed up our schedule as well. So just listen to our stuff, watch football. Guys, any last thoughts from either of you?
Would you drink a pina colada made with Cheez-Its?
Pina colada typically coconut is the primary thing. I'm thinking no.
Yeah.
It is a riff on a pina colada that was so surprising with cheesy, savory flavors incorporated into a traditionally sweet drink. The drink was called I'm Feeling the Cheesiest, Coach, by Parker from the Edison at Disney Springs. It is a pina colada with a Cheez-It rim served in a box of Cheez-Its, which was the winning drink at the beverage tasting event sponsored by the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Put me down as skeptical.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Same.
Um,
I'm not a huge fan of pina coladas to begin with.
It gets cloying really quickly. I'm learning to like. I was never a fan of coconut flavored stuff. I'm learning to appreciate it more. A coconut stout is fantastic if
I
it's
could
well
see
done.
that. I could see that. Like peanut butter stouts are good. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The richness of both ends of that kind of balance each other out and actually contribute each other. So that's a good one. Cheez-It pina colada. No, I don't think so. Carla, any final thoughts from you?
Take it, Grinch. We solved Bowlapalooza. Bowlapalooza lives on. We have all the picks. It's not the show that we had planned, but we've got something here for you. I hope you enjoyed it. The Grinch will never win.
The Grinch will never. His heart grew 4 sizes that day. Once again, thank you to our original cast members. We always appreciate the time that you guys choose to spend with us. We've covered pretty well, I think.
I think so.
Pretty good. I mean,
I think we recovered great.
yeah, the show that
We just
had.
talked 20 bowl games in 30 minutes.
True. We did, and then another half dozen or whatever it was. And guys, you have heard me say this before. Ain't much college football left. Watch, just sit and watch games. If you're off, watch everything you can. That is my plan. Enjoy the season. Because it's not here much longer. Thank you for watching, for listening, for reading, for doing all the things you guys do for the show. And we will be back soon to talk about college football playoff quarterfinals. That was fun. Cheers, everyone. We'll see you again soon.
Cheers.
Yeah, people, yeah, people.